Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, the best 3rd/4th tier Pokemon Go battler in the world, coming at you with my third Master League Classic team. And this one is basically a counter Zacian team to a certain extent. So I was looking through the counters to Zacian, and HoOh was the best one. So I'm like, okay, let's build around HoOh. I'm like, you're weak to water, um, and like rock. So I'm like, and you're gonna have a tough time with like Giratina. So I needed something to deal with that. And the best thing that's a dragon that can deal with that is Dialga, right? Because you have that. You don't take super effective from the charms, but you do take super effective. It's just a trade-off, right? It's whatever one you want to take super effective from. But Dialga is a beast, and we know it's a beast. Then I was looking through the other Pokemon, and Landorus came up, and I was like, Landorus is an interesting one because it has the Earth powers that can deal super effective to like your Melmetal and your Dialga, which is a nice coverage there, and it has a Rock Slide to deal with the Flyers. And it beats Zacian if you land the Earth Power and then just go Rock Slide after. And most Zacians do not shield up the first Earth Power because they save it for when they drop the close combat. So if you just go straight Earth Power right away and then Rock Slide, you can take that matchup. But then I'm like, okay, Landorus is actually weak to water too, so this is a double weak to water team. Let's run it as a Navy beat style team, and I did really well with that. I'm back basically to veteran rank, right around 2,500 after climbing like what is now like 250 plus ELO in 3 days here at Master League Classic. So let's look at the battles. And I appreciate if you hit that thumbs up button and comment below. Tell me how Master League's going, and share this with new people and subscribe if you're new. And we have a HoOh here. And this is my first matchup, and I already ruined this substantially because I was like, okay, first matchup, I need to switch out right away. They're loaded, get hit with the Brave Bird. They can now incinerate me down. I was like, okay, they're still loaded with energy. Let's come in here, throw this. This will at least take them out because they have lowered their defense. They are loaded with energy, so they do end up shielding. So, okay, I will shield back. That's fine. Hope that I can take what's in the back here. They do go for the Earthquake, which is okay because now they're down on energy. And out comes the Zacian. And here we go. So this is what I like about it because Iron Head still does super effective, so they need to respect it. And they let it go, and I'm like, get out, get out, get out. And I do get out. And I'm not going to say 100% because I've definitely seen Wild Charge. 90% of Zacians run close combat play rough, and both are resisted. So they are just throwing resisted moves. They basically quit knowing that they just lost this game because I farm them down here. In comes the HoOh. I get ahead on energy a bit. I'm at 100 energy, so I got to start throwing. Throw the Brave Bird. They have a shield, and they got some energy, so they do let it go. What's in the back? It's a Dialga. So I'm going to just throw the Brave Bird because I just need chip damage, right? If I shield or chip damage, because then I can hopefully get to a... and they let it go. So I guess it is a good call, but it's not a good call because now all this lets me do is farm them down with Dragon Breaths for the win because they can't go to 2 Iron Heads. So I can just go straight Dragon Breath for the win, even though I'm a worse Dialga looking at the CPs there. So, okay, first matchup. Terrible play on my part, but I got out of it. So good lead here. Zacian, here we go. They're everywhere, so you might as well run HoOh, which is the biggest counter when they are most... I never shield. You know what? Like, if they have a Wild Charge, I lose. That's fine. Everyone is running play rough on it. It's resisted. I get up to 100 energy here. So I have a Brave Bird here. Gonna hit it with a Brave Bird. If they let it go, they're gonna be taken out. If they do let it go, so they're taken out. In comes a Giratina. So I built up a little bit more. Hit him with a Brave Bird here. This will do a pretty good amount of chip damage because it's a Brave Bird, right? So they shield. Can I get to another one? That would be clutch. And they realized I could get to another one, and they didn't want to have to take that. So I'm guessing this is just an ominous win. And I'm like, nope, I'm at the move. Let's force pressure. And then I overtap like an idiot. And I was like, I just lost this game. And then they instant switch into Excadrill and are switch locked. And this is why running Landorus over Excadrill is solid because you win this matchup and you win the Zacian matchup. So it's a nice little, and you're not like what's the other one? Garnchomp, which is loses to Zacian because it's the dragon, right? So I'm gonna just do some chip damage here because now it's just in Dragon Breath range. If I chip it and if they shield, which they have to, that's fine. They're gonna be able to farm me down. I'm locked in there. I tried to get out, I could not. But basically shield. I let the first one go. I remember this. So I let the first one go because I'm thinking that their win condition was, and it was their win condition, because their win condition was they needed the boost, and they needed the boost early. Because hitting me with the Shadow Ball is fine, but now I've already done enough damage with the Dragon Breath to take it low enough that I can get the Iron Head for the win. So they needed to go for the boost early, which is why I let the first one go. HoOh, this time, let's try and get out of here quicker. There we go. A little better there. And I'm at the rock slide. And that's the thing. It charges super fast, right? They were already one incinerated. So the two incinerates, I got to the move. I may shield. Yeah. Because I know it's a Brave Bird and it's going to hurt. And they're going to have to reset and get out of here. And they come in with a Dialga. I was like, oh, this is incredible. So I'm like, let's just bait. There's no way that they're not going to shield up. They have two shields, right? So they're probably going to shield it up. And they do. And I'm like, hopefully I can get to the move before they take me out. And I can't. And I was like, I have HoOh, which is an answer. I have Dialga to a certain extent, which is an answer. This is now Energy Dry. What do I come in with? I can come in with either. And I come with the Dialga, thinking that full farm down. No, they're going to throw the Iron Head, thinking that this will put enough pressure on them that they're not going to get to a move. And I try and snipe. Yeah, because now I know they can't get to the Draco Meteor, and Iron Head is resisted because I am fire. So that is resisted. Incinerate takes them out. Out comes the Zacian, and this is it. For those of you who played in seasons like 1 through, they tried to catch, game over. I got a super alignment here. They can't do anything. For those who played in seasons 1 through 4, everyone's complaining about Zacian. To a certain extent, I am too. I don't have one. It takes out like 80% of the meta in matchups. But for those of you who played season 1 through 4, Dialga was the same thing. Dialga was a beast that you had to build 2 counters around because everyone had them on their team and they were just so dominant. So now Zacian is that here. So I do kind of like you always hear me talk about the Great League. So is this a loss or is this going to be an amazing comeback here? Let's just talk about this matchup here because I had a terrible lead, drew out the Kyogre, which is what you want to do. Is this when they throw? Because they're worried about hitting. Yeah, they're worried about the rock slide, so they threw here, and I could just easy farm, get to the Iron Head, and then maybe I take what's in the back. Oh, I think it's a Zacian in the back again. So kind of like in the Great League, how I always have 2 Pokemon, or at least 1.5 that can deal with Glare and Stunfisk and Bastiodon, right? You have at least 1 fighter or water that can deal with them, and at least 1 that can do enough chip damage, because if they're there, everyone has them and they're there. So there's no point of not running that. And it's the same with Master League. I will always have at least 1 to 2 Pokemon on my team that can beat Zacian because they are on the majority of teams, right? So I'll just play that matchup. So they let it go here, and out comes Zacian, and I 2v2 shield. This game's over. Again, so HoOh will be on my team, probably moving forward. Zacian on the lead here. So swap out immediately here. And this is what I'm talking about. They are not going to throw close combat's resisted, so they can only throw play roughs. But they like to build up, and out comes a Mewtwo. Now, 1 Side Strike is not going to take me out. It's going to put me pretty low that they can probably Psycho Cut me down, though, after. Yeah, it's going to put me super low. That's the problem with Landorus. It is not glassy, but it's pretty glassy relative to the rest of the meta here. Hit them with the Earth Power. Does a good amount, and taken out. I'm going to build up here. It's just going to be Side Strike. I know that. I got to save my shields for Zacian in case, because I know what I'm going to have to do here. They have a move probably, so I'm going to have to try and catch on my HoOh here. So I'm probably going to instant switch here as soon as they come back in. There they are. Come back in immediately. I switch, and they have a Dialga. So here we go. This is interesting. So I get to the Earthquake. The problem is I do not want to just do Brave Bird because then the Dragon Breaths are going to be the main issue here, right? So I needed to keep this going here. And now I'm hoping I can take this out. I cannot. An Iron Head resisted, so this isn't going to take me out. And I get to the Earthquake, so now they have to burn a second shield, or they're going to have to go 1v2 with in the back. And they shield, thinking that they're going to maybe Dragon Breath me down here. But the problem, all this did was, I'll shield this up. All this is going to do is allow me to get to the Iron Head. If I remember, yes, because this player contacted me. They get to the Iron Head here. And I'm like, okay, this Zacian is going to come in and snipe me. So I'm not tapping here. I'm getting ready for the snipe. In comes the Zacian, hit them with the Iron Head. This will take them out, and I Dragon Breath down for the win. And that was just recognition that, like, okay, If you throw one Dragon Bet, they're gonna come in and snipe you. So just be aware of that. Dialga against Metagross, so not a great lead, but not a bad lead. But again, you draw. I have two answers in the back for this, and you want to draw one out. Hit with the Giratina, and Giratina is pretty tricky for this team. Not for this team, but for the back line, right? You don't have good matchups here. But what you can do is take this down to the one shield, and I think I may. Yeah, shield up Shadow Ball, get to the Earth Power, and I'll probably just go Rock Slide because then I just go straight for the nuke here. Sometimes I play just going Rock Slide there just because you can just start drawing shields. This time they let it go, so I take that switch, and they have their own Landorus, the other form. So hit them with the Rock Slide because they're half flying too, I think. So this will be neutral. Yep, decent amount of chip damage. But now I can align my HoOh on their Metagross. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, my win condition here is HoOh. So I'm just going to take this down as much as I can. Don't even care about shielding because I just need to save my shields for HoOh because I can just incinerate down the thing. So Earthquake, boom, quite the boom. They instant switch thinking they have a good lead here. And I'm like, oh no, you are just met with incinerates here. There is nothing they can do or throw at me. Even if it's an iron meter mash, it's resisted. Earthquake is resisted. Take that, no problem, Shadow. All the way down, and they quit because I can just incinerate them down because I have a shield. So Kyogre, this is where you want to see it if they have a Kyogre. And they switch into Dialga. Here we go. So is this the one I try and bait? So I bait thinking, I remember baiting once thinking like, they're going to shield for sure because I can get to the Earth Power. And then one of them calls it. Yeah, this is the one that calls it. So I'm like, okay, that's not good. And I'm in trouble here. So they are going to hit me with the Iron Head. So I have to shield because I need to try and fight for switch here. Go for this again. Thinking like worst case scenario, I can maybe just mud shot down. And it's not enough again. So I can get to a Rock Slide here. I'm going to grab a shield and then they are able to farm me down. So perhaps going straight to Earth Power next time probably is the play. They do give up their energy. I think they're worried about being farmed down. So this is huge because this just allows me to come in here and not have to take a bunch of chip damage. And the Togekiss comes in, and I was like, okay, this is not great because I need to try and chip this here, and I get the shield, and that's actually huge because now the Kyogre comes in. The Kyogre is going to take me out, but I can get to the Brave Bird. And I do get to the Brave Bird, and this is going to do a significant amount of chip damage. And what that's going to allow me to do is get to come in here, and they throw, which is a huge mistake on their part. They could have farmed up all the way and then throw multiple surfs at me. But now I can come with my Dialga. If they get to a surf, they do not get to a surf. Weird glitch there. And now it's to this. Am I going to get to the Iron Head? Yes. Am I going to take the win? Oh, I don't think this is enough. If I remember, I lose this anyways. Yeah, just short, and they char me down. 1 HP left, so super close matchup there. Tried to work around, but tough alignment there. Giratina in here. Again, not a bad lead. This is probably where you want to see the Giratina. But the problem is with the Giratina, like Shadow Balls are still going to hurt. So I shield, and I think they bait me if I remember this morning. Yeah, so they do bait me, so that was a good bait on their part. And then they come in with the Kyogre. I was like, okay, I'm glad they're coming with the Kyogre now because this is going to be rough here. Iron Head is resisted, so they do shield that up. I know the surfs are resisted, so I can take one. And at this point, I just need to do enough chip damage with these Iron Heads I should have maybe gone for the Draco here. I was thinking maybe I can get to a third one, but I cannot. And so they're going to have a surf. So I throw it in there. They do have a surf, so I have to shield. But at least this is out of the way, which is good. But they have a shield, and their Giratina has enough health here. But I can get to a move. This is going to force shield pressure. And I don't know if a Shadow Ball actually takes me out. And the Mudshot, Rock Slide, Earth Power are pretty spammy. So worst case scenario, I hope I can survive this and get to a Rock Slide to take it out. And then we'll just go 1v1 what's in the back. Yeah, Shadow Ball does not take you out there, which is great. Spam those Rock Slides. This will take it out. I got an instant switch. See what we have in the back here. And it is a Excadrill. And I was like, can I get to the Earthquake? And they did not let me sneak one in there. And so I'm like, I probably can just go straight Brave Bird at this point. I don't want to get caught in an Incinerate and they hit me with a Rock Slide because I'm taken out. So let's just do chip damage here, and the chip damage, I'm interested. It was already at half health, so probably, even though it was resisted, is a Brave Bird, right? So probably would have been okay there. So let's go in here quick, throw the Rock Slide, and they catch on a Giratina. So throw the Rock Slide right away, force that pressure, force that shield early. So that was a mistake on my part. And now they are in a great situation here because they can just go, they survive this, and they're going to get to an Ominous Wind to take me out, and they're going to have energy coming out of this. So I just got to let this go. It is an Ominous Wind. They do not get the boost, but they get another move through, so that's even worse. Come in here, hopefully I can snipe. Good. So that's good. They go down with some energy. I'm switch locked here, but I'm like, you know what? Let's burn one shield and then go HoOh to see what's in the back here. So get the one shield, come in here, starting Incinerate. It's going to be Ancient Power, so I have to shield up just in case. And if I remember, they do not leave here. And I was like, okay, if you have a Togekiss and you're not leaving here, you must be pretty weak in the back to this. So that's their second move. They get the boost, so I need to get this out of here right now because I do not want to take any boosted charm damage here, even though it's resisted. They do let it go. I do take it out, and it's a Metagross. So I'm looking at my switch timer. I'm like, you know what? Let's just throw the Brave Bird. My switch timer will be up that I can come in with Dialga here. And I'm like, Dialga, come on. And I catch the Meteor Mash on the Dialga. And it's now a resisted Dragon Breath versus a resisted Bullet Punch matchup here. They're trying to farm me down here because they need to move to throw. And then I get to the Iron Head. It's resisted, but as I showed the other day, Metagross is pretty glassy. So even resisted, puts it pretty low, Dragon Breath down for the win. Dialga, still a beast in the league, despite Zacian everywhere. Dialga versus Dialga, probably going to have to, instant switch. I have two answers in the back to this. Do I try and bait again? I do try and bait again. I think this one was successful because there's a ton of energy. And that's kind of one of the ways you know when to bait and when not to bait. If they're loaded with energy, they're more likely to shield and not go down there. They get to the Iron Head. I will shield back. And let's just go for the Earth Power because I need it. They're going to spend two shields on Dialga, which is not the worst case scenario. Or I can maybe get to another move here. No. Oh, get to the move, but I cannot get it off. And this thing's loaded with energy, so it's 100% going to be a Draco. There's no point of not throwing a Draco here. But if I remember, they come in with Zacian. And I was like, yep, let's catch this. Catch the close combat on my HoOh. Must feel bad. Do not care. Stop running Zacians, everyone. So again, I'm just going to build up to 100 energy because it's going to be a play rough, which is not going to hurt me, right? I want 100 energy coming out of this. I cannot farm down because I'll get to another move and I can't take another move. So I'm going to Brave Bird here. I just need one more Incinerate to get to another Brave Bird. And I have Dialga with decent health left. So out comes a Mewtwo. And I don't know if I like that move because now they just gave up their Mewtwo all the health here. It won't take it out, but now I can come in and snipe. They come up with the Dialga, and I'm like, no, I don't want to take any damage from Dialga because a Side Strike from Mewtwo will not take me out from this range. So let's just take this out, and now I can just Dragon Breath down for the win. Then he cannot throw just the Side Strike. It will not take me out. So work around there. So that is the team. Zacians, they're everywhere. You know they're everywhere. They're everywhere for a reason. They can throw close combat on your Dialga, your Melmetals. They can play rough on your Giratinas. And just even in neutral matchups, it does so well. So put at least two Pokemon on the team that can beat it. Maybe a third that can do okay against it. Quite honestly, and that's his team. The Dialga, Landorus, HoOh, like I said, pretty much got me back to veteran. And I'm going to keep grinding. So I'll try and throw out a few more teams in the next upcoming weeks, but I'm going to just try and grind as much ELO as I can in Master League Classic like I always do. So that is it. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you want. I wanted to try and build a restroom. I don't have it built up yet, so maybe I will do that next week. Yeah. Otherwise, let's just keep going. That's it. No vlog this weekend because my parents have been here all week for Christmas, and I haven't been going out and doing anything, so I have no real stuff to show you. So I will save it all for the following week. So just maybe a couple shorts this weekend. So that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.